Hi, Kaylee.
Hello.
Thank you for taking the time to be interviewed yourself after you've worked so hard to interview many others.
Thank you.
Are you ready to get started?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about you and your GSD journey.
So I'm currently in college, and that's been a journey in itself. But to focus more on my GSD journey, I I used to live out in Arizona, and they didn't know what was wrong with me until we moved to Florida when I was about 4 years old, when they finally were able to discover that I had GSD type 1A, and that was thanks to a doctor called Dr. McReynolds. And my mom was able to discover that I had GSD type 1A by doing a lot of research herself, and she thought that maybe I had it, and Dr. McReynolds was willing to go ahead and test me for it at the time, and sure enough, the test came back positive.
And then since then, how has GSD affected your journey?
Uh, there's been some roadblocks, some stumbling, but that's just because I'm kind of working out those roadblocks, the GSD roadblocks by myself, because a lot of people within the GSD community don't really talk about that roadblocks, and that's what I'm hoping to achieve with my channel.
That's awesome. I love that you're really trying to open up the communication lines between you and others with GSD. So that's awesome. What has GSD taught you? For example, discipline because, or time management, or different skills because.
So GSD has definitely taught me how to be organized for sure, because I have to be organized within my time as well. So that also applies a little bit to discipline. Because to go to a friend's house, for example, I have to go, okay, I'm gonna stay there until, let's say, 6 o'clock. So I'm like, okay, I have to take cornstarch at 4 o'clock. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take it into a 2 o'clock cornstarch dose or a 4 o'clock cornstarch dose. So that also has helped me stay organized and with time management.
Okay. At what point do you tell others that you have GSD, for example, coworkers or fellow students, and when you're in school, college? How does that work for you?
For me, I want to say it really depends. There's some people where like it depends on the vibe. So sometimes I'll get like just like the I guess for lack of better words, the vibe that I'm like I don't really feel like comfortable telling them. And then there's other times where I'm like, oh yeah, they seem chill and like, yeah, I'm definitely comfortable with telling them when the time comes. So I'm not gonna just do it right away. Once I get to know them a little bit more, then that's when I start going, okay, yeah, maybe I'm fine with it. Maybe I don't really want to do it. So it really just depends on the other person's personality and how comfortable I feel.
Very interesting. As adults, even to want to keep the fact that GSD is in your life private, yet you have no control over it and it doesn't really affect you except for really being able to take cornstarch every 4 hours and maybe some additional treatments. So,
And I'm being
um,
chill as well.
yeah, it's very interesting. Have you faced adversity with GSD? Is that part of what maybe has caused you to be reserved in telling others?
Um, I might play a little bit of a role. I do remember back before the every couple of hour cornstarch doses. So that's like a new treatment for me when I was back in high school. So before that time, I was taking like cornstarch at night, and then there was a period where I stopped for certain reasons that I'm not gonna get into. Um, and I was still kind of skinny, but I still had that GSD belly, and I remember people like making fun of that and thinking that that was going to cause me to weigh heavier when really I still weighed less than everybody else. So that might play a role in it, but I can't say for sure.
So you definitely feel like there was a time when you were looked at as different
Uh,
because you had GSD.
Yes, or a GSD belly, as it's called.
Mhm. What advice would you give to those with loved ones diagnosed with GSD?
I would say make them proud to have GSD. Don't hide it from them. Tell them at an early age what GSD is, even if they can't understand it yet. Just keep it. Just let them know that it's part of the life and that it's going to be okay.
Very nice. Outside the Facebook page and the annual conference, what would you like to see happen within the GSD community to feel more connected with others?
As I said earlier, I would love to see the GSD community do more talking and socializing about different roadblocks that people in school and colleges and people who are working, those type of roadblocks that we face, that we often have to try to do it alone and not be able to figure out with other people because that's what we're used to. But I would love to see a shift and that change in that culture to where we can actually start asking those scenarios and those questions of how do we approach this roadblock together as a GSD community. That way we can help the next generation of GSD people.
That's awesome. And if you're experiencing certain feelings or challenges, you know that there's others out there that are experiencing those same things. So it's really just about encouraging the dialogue to help each other to share in those experiences. That's great. Is there anything else that you would like to share?
Just know that with GSD, you still can achieve anything, and the world is yours. Take it.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for all those words of encouragement and for taking the time to answer your questions that you've been asking everyone else. We're coming into an exciting week next week with the GSD Awareness Week. And so this is definitely an awesome project. So thank you for sharing. And I hope you have a great night.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.